63 wins, 39 knockouts, world champion in 4 different weight classes. And on September 13th, 2025, Terence Crawford took every single belt Canelo Alvarez owned. All of them gone. Crawford retired in December. The belts went vacant. And a man nobody outside the hardcore boxing world was talking about 2 years ago. A man with a 29-0-1 record and an 82% knockout rate got elevated to WBC super middleweight champion of the world without throwing a single punch for the title. His name is Christian Mbili. His nickname is Soli. That means solid in French. And when a reporter asked him what he thought his chances were against Canelo Alvarez, Mbili looked into the camera and said, "In September, it will be the fight of the decade, and when the fight is over, the world will witness a historic victory for me." Canelo heard that, and at the press conference in Cairo, Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest fighters who has ever lived, looked back at the cameras and said, "Mbili has zero chance. Zero chance. Somebody is about to be very wrong. This is Knockout Kings Elite, built for fighters." Let's get into it. To understand what September 12th means, you need to understand what Canelo built. This man turned professional at 15 years old. 15. Most people at 15 are figuring out how to talk to their crush at school. Canelo Alvarez was already getting paid to fight grown men in Mexico. That is not normal. That is obsession. He fought Floyd Mayweather in 2013, lost a majority decision. He was 23 years old. You know what that is? That is not a loss. That is a masterclass you paid tuition for. Nobody beats Floyd Mayweather at 23. Nobody beats Floyd Mayweather, period. The man finished his career 49-0, so Canelo went back to work. He dominated super welterweight. He moved to middleweight and fought Gennady Golovkin twice in 2 of the most brutal, most contested fights boxing has seen in 20 years. He won both. He was relentless. He moved up to middleweight, then light heavyweight. In 2022, he challenged Dimitri Bivol, a natural light heavyweight who had never been beat, and Canelo lost. Unanimous decision. Could not get the rematch. That one still sits with him. He came back down to super middleweight, unified all 4 major belts, became undisputed champion at 168 pounds, the first Mexican fighter to do it, 9 successful title defenses. Then came Crawford, September 13th, 2025. Terence Crawford was 37 years old and undefeated in 41 fights. He went down to super middleweight, not his natural home, and he made Canelo Alvarez look slow for 12 rounds. Canelo himself said it. He could not figure out Crawford's style. A man who has solved every puzzle in boxing for over a decade and could not figure it out. He had elbow surgery after the fight, spent a year away from the ring, and now he is 35 years old and turning 36 in July, and he is chasing a belt that belongs to somebody else for the first time since 2015. Knocked down, getting back up. That is the test. Knocked down, getting back up is not a slogan, it is a question. And on September 12th, Canelo Alvarez answers it. Now, before anybody in the comments types "easy work for Canelo," sit down. Christian Mbili, 29 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw, 24 knockouts. Let that land. An 82% knockout rate in 30 professional fights. You know how rare that is at the world level. Most elite fighters at 168 are happy to crack 50%. Mbili is at 82. That is not a statistic, that is a warning. He was born in Yaoundé, Cameroon. He fights out of Montreal. He won the interim WBC title in June 2025 by stopping Maciej Sulecki in the first round. Not the second round, not a decision, round 1. Then, on the same night Canelo was losing to Crawford, Mbili was in that very building. Same card. He fought Lester Martinez, who came in with a perfect record. Mbili fought him to a split draw. A lot of people scoring at home thought Mbili won that fight clearly. The judges saw it differently. He kept the interim belt, then Crawford retired, and the WBC elevated Mbili to full champion in January 2026. He is the reigning, defending WBC super middleweight champion of the world. Undefeated, never been stopped in 30 fights. Now here's the style breakdown. And pay attention here because this is where it gets interesting. Mbili is a pressure fighter. He comes forward, he throws volume. He wants to be inside, in your chest, breaking you down with body shots and overhand rights. He does not try to outbox you, he tries to outlast you. And here is the irony that the casual fan is going to miss entirely. That style actually plays into Canelo's strengths. Top-ranked President Todd Duboff said it directly. Canelo needs a guy who comes to him. A pressure fighter walking onto Canelo's counters round after round is exactly the game plan Eddie Reynoso has been drawing up for 20 years. And this is a big, but Mbili hits hard enough that he does not need a perfect game plan. He just needs Canelo to be 1% slower than he was. One moment, one shot that lands clean on a fighter who has been out of the ring for 12 months and had elbow surgery. This is not a tune-up. Anybody telling you this is a tune-up has not watched the tape. Made under pressure, 29-0-1. Built fight by fight, made under pressure. That is Mbili's whole story, and he is about to write the biggest chapter of it. Let us talk about what we are actually watching on September 12th, because on paper this fight has a clear favorite, but boxing does not get fought on paper. Canelo Alvarez, 5'7.5", 70 inches of reach, orthodox. He has been fighting professionally for over 20 years, and in that time he has developed one of the most complete boxing toolkits in the sport. The left hook to the body that won him the Golovkin fights. The right hand over the top that has dropped light heavyweights. The shoulder roll he borrowed from watching Mayweather up close. He does not come to you, he reads your rhythm, he baits your shots, and he punishes your mistakes. That is who Canelo is. Christian Mbili, 5'8", 72-inch reach, 2 inches longer than Canelo, also orthodox. He will walk you down from bell one. His punch output is among the highest in the super middleweight division. He is not here to outpoint you on CompuBox. He is here to make you feel every round in your ribs by round 6. On paper, this is Canelo's dream dance partner, a pressure fighter coming onto his counters all night. This is exactly the opponent Reynoso would design in a lab. But here is the real conversation. What version of Canelo shows up? The Canelo who fought GGG in 2018 was untouchable. Fast hands, perfect timing, reading everything before it happened. That Canelo beats Mbili by 8 rounds on every card. The Canelo who fought Crawford in 2025 was a half beat slow, could not solve the puzzle, got outworked by a 37-year-old who came down in weight to do it. Which version comes through the tunnel in Riyadh after a year away? Elbow surgery and a new promotional banner to launch. Nobody knows. And that is exactly why this fight matters more than the odds makers are giving it credit for. Forged by pressure, forged by pressure. Both of these men earned everything the hard way. One of them gets forged again on September 12th. The other one gets broken. Alright, you stayed for the breakdown. Here is the call. Canelo wins, but nobody should be surprised if this fight is uglier than the odds suggest. Here is how it plays out. Rounds 1 through 3. Mbili comes out fast and physical. He has nothing to lose. He is not afraid of the crowd, not afraid of the occasion. He was in that building the night Crawford beat Canelo, fighting on the undercard. He knows what a big fight feels like. He will be aggressive early, throw volume, and try to figure out whether Canelo's timing is sharp or whether that year off left something behind. Rounds 4 through 7. This is where Canelo's IQ takes over. He starts timing Mbili's entries. Body shot to the left side on the way in. Again. Mbili has never been stopped in 30 fights, so he is not going anywhere. But nobody takes Canelo's body shots for free. By round 6, the engine starts running on fumes. Rounds 8 through 12. Mbili is still standing because he is iron, but the cleaner shots are going the other way. Canelo is landing the right hand, picking his spots, controlling the pace. The judges are scoring accuracy, not pressure. Canelo by unanimous decision, 12 rounds, 1 belt back. The conversation about Bivol, Benavidez, and the rest of the legacy starts the moment the final bell rings. But listen, if you think Mbili steals this fight, and he absolutely can, drop it in the comments right now. Tell me your round and your method, because any night in boxing can be different from everything the experts predicted. That unpredictability is the whole point. That is why we are here. That is why this sport never gets old. Seconds 91. Find a way, built for fighters. Whether you are riding with Canelo or you believe Mbili is about to shock the world, you already know what we do here at Knockout Kings Elite. We study the game, we respect the fighters, we call it straight, no narratives, no agenda, just the sport. Subscribe if you have not, hit the notification bell, and find us on Facebook at Knockout Kings Elite. That is Knockout Kings Elite, 3 separate words. New content drops every week. The fights keep coming, and we will be here for every single one of them. This is Knockout Kings Elite, built for fighters, forged by pressure. See you on the next one.